This is AC Stoller, aka Austin. Welcome back to my channel. And this is about Jason X, the very first time I ever watched this for the Halloween movie marathon, the slasher part, and the final, last movie of the Halloween movie marathon. We made it. It's midnight on Halloween. By the time you guys watch this, it'll be Halloween. So, this movie was pretty interesting. It combined things that I like, slasher with sci-fi, space, adventure. Kind of came sort of the same concept as the other Jason movies. I mean, other movies with Jason in it. Friday the 13th, you have first of all, you have the military project. Jason trying to, examine him and try to get like his him to regenerate and come back to life all the time, and probably use as a weapon. And of course, that didn't work out because Jason got the upper hand. Now, Jason got the upper hand, but now that happened. He escaped captivity, but not from one other agent that put him in cryo sleep. I shoot him with a shotgun, and then she fell into cryo sleep, and then she woke up in the year 2020, 2024, 55, I believe they said, and it was distance in the future. So that we meet these all new people, and they're amazed by his hockey mask, like a face armor for sports and all that stuff like that, and just the way he is. And they find both of them. They defrost both of them on the ship, and then it becomes like an alien movie where you have to get rid of, you have to get not rid of, well, you have to get rid of Jason off of that ship, but also stay away from Jason on that ship. I gotta say, there was no teleportation. No teleporting like Jason takes Manhattan. But, I mean, there was one scene in the very beginning where she's like, "Where is he?" And he's right behind her. But that's a common thing that Michael Myers does, and even Jason does. They are just right behind people with no explaining. So yeah, it's an interesting film nonetheless. Um, I liked it. It's like I said, it becomes an alien movie basically, but Jason becomes the alien because we have to stay away from him. Um, you have military people in that ship, a class of students learning how to regenerate cells from nanobites, or what they call ants, and then one of the stupid kids get his arms cut off by Jason by him being frozen, and they regenerate his arm. It's basically future technology, and then the same things happen there. Horny teenage kids that do those things. They do those things, and then of course Jason knocks them one by one. If you are a person that knows about Friday the 13th, he goes one by one and killing people, and then they also have the military people trying to kill him and shoot him, and he kills them off one by one. What makes this movie so interesting is like the first half and the middle half, he's what he looks like in the other movies on a ship. And then one guy on there that's a student of the professor has a robot, and he upgrades her to fight back against Jason because he's unstoppable. And then he gets an upgrade by the nanobites and or ants, I like to call. And man, that mask and that metal plate on his arm is so like amazing. I actually like it. Most people gave this movie crap because he looked weird. I liked the metal mask that it was like side to side, like it was even like it was covering his whole face, and it was like chrome metal, and I like the chrome armor plates through his left side because that robot blew him to pieces, and the nanobites gave him, you know, upgrade, and then his machete got an upgrade. But the machete he was also using before he got his old rusty machete with the holes in it, and they have in the poster, that was a pretty cool machete. That's a cool futuristic machete. The professor got killed because he thought he just wanted his machete back, and he was going to offer him money, and going to offer Jason, one of the greatest slashers, money. He doesn't care about that. His motive is to kill people in his way, but also kill the campers, or the head of the camps. I mean the camp counselors, because they drowned him as a little kid, and that's what his mom wants him to do. Now, there's no influence with his mom in here, Plamro Voorhees, but you know. They do this mirage thing towards the end when they're all trying to escape off of another ship, and confusing him that he is on a Crystal Lake with some campers. So we love drinking beer and smoking weed and, you know, having premarital sex. It's just that didn't need to be thrown in there. Confusing him needed to be thrown in there, but that didn't be thrown in. That was only negative. But the rest of it was a futuristic slasher, from he was on Earth to on space to going back on Earth at the very end, because one of the generals in there that had his crew that killed off, sacrificed himself, and he went back down into on Earth in a lake. Two stupid young kids, a boy and a girl that were a couple, thinking that's a shooting star, and they go, oh, they landed in the water, let's go check that out. And then you see his metal mask that ripped off his face from the heat extraction, the heat from going down in space, from space to going to Earth, melted his face mask off, which I don't think that, and then they played his music, his theme music, thinking that there's going to be another one after that. Now, I don't know if Jason Goes to Hell is before Jason X or after Jason X, but they hinted that there's going to be another Jason movie. So, I think Jason X is after he goes to hell. So, I watch them out of order, of course, but that's the next indicator that they're going to make another Jason movie, which, again, they're still trying to make. They're trying to make a show called Crystal Lake, and they also think they will also want to do more movies, hopefully down the road. But Jason X is, I think, maybe one of the last movies until Michael Bay did a remake of it. But the hinting of that, his theme music and going and down the water. If they do another movie, hopefully they do a movie right after this one, because it will show him the metal plates, and he'd be still unstoppable. Well, most metal plates on his body might be rusted since it's landed in water, but it is futuristic tech. And his machete was futuristic too. The machete got a new look as well. And the professor was a little weird of his, how he, of course, good looking professor, good looking girls. I was talking about my grade, and he had a weird fetish, putting on a lingerie dress, and his nipples getting twisted. It's just a weird sexual thing. That was weird in that movie, but yeah, I mean, in the storyline of the military trying to use him as like a super soldier kind of thing, because he can regenerate and all that stuff like that. That's a cool idea, but that's been taken from like Captain America and all that other stuff. So using him as a weapon is not that feasible of a thing. But yeah, him chasing people down him slashing people down one by one, that's the classic thing, but different than it is in a different year and different time period. Now the woman that was with him is over 400 years old, but she was a young woman that got cryo sleep. That's a 400-year-old woman, so kind of like she didn't know how long she was been out, so kind of like Ridley, kind of, but Ridley knows that she's in cryo sleep. That wakes up. Ridley knows that she's cryo sleep, and she wakes up every time they dock somewhere or something happens. And then Jason being an unstoppable force, like aliens, like an alien from Aliens, that was a good thing too. So yeah, I like this movie. There's some parts in it, like I said, the confusing part didn't need to be in it. I mean, need to be in it. The Mirage part need to be in it, but not the hey, what's distracting with some campers. That didn't need to be in there. It just made it silly. But then again, people can say, oh, that costume and that mask made him look silly, and all that stuff being him in space is silly. But again, we have Jason versus Freddy, and that was also silly, too. But they've been hinting that too. But they also hinted that he might go into space. I would love to see more characters in space, like Michael Myers in space, Chucky in space. Like they even have a picture of Terrifier going into space. Already for the next movie, waiting for that. It's just, look, space seems interesting for a horror movie and a slasher, so I like this movie. So if you like this video, put a like, comment, subscribe, and notification bell, and we're gonna have Agatha, the last 2 episodes of Agatha, probably to you by tomorrow or the next day. But yeah, happy Halloween. If you're watching this, happy Halloween, because I'm not going to do a happy Halloween video. If I do, it might be a little short little video, but happy Halloween nonetheless, because it is Halloween now. But put a like, comment, and subscribe if you like this. Deuces.